Whenever you're ready, please slate.
Shantala Estrella.
It's
Renovation isn't a crime, usually.
it's not just the renovation, it's the money. It's the timing with the IPO looming. It's that I can't see my mother without his permission.
It's what Dr. Bishop is allowed to do, Mr. Dark.
But they are pushing me out of my own life.
Isn't that what you're doing to yourself? Keegan, right? Can I offer you water, soda?
Thanks.
No problem. It's the female touch I bring to the job, you know. I'd put better curtains up if I didn't have to worry about punching someone to remind them that, you know, though I'm beautiful, I'm still the boss.
I have that problem too.
Yeah. Right. You have an interesting history in this town. Not a lot written down, but people talk.
I'm memorable.
Yeah, right. They say you have an incredible one.
Kind of. Every day of my life, I can see every other day of my life. Perfectly. Every action, every choice, every mistake.
How do you keep it all straight?
Well, I don't always know what all I've seen, but with a prompt or effort, I can perfectly find how I screwed something up.
Curious. How perfectly do you remember killing your father and your brother?
What? I didn't.
Well, they were racing you to the hospital from a drug overdose. When the car crashed, right? They died, you lived, and they arrested every teen in the town who'd ever even said no to drugs. Except for you. You got rehab. Everyone else got locked up in the castle.
I really love chatting, Sheriff, but since I'm sure there's still someone in town I haven't been a fuck-up and disappointment to yet, I need to get right on that.
You got a nice trust fund when your dad and your brother died. You turn up again and then another family tragedy makes you nice and richer still. Bad luck for everyone else ends up good luck for you?
Adrian and Jake benefit, Sheriff.
I guess I'll have to watch out for them now, huh?
I changed genders mid-scene.
No, it's nice. I can feel your intention there, and I feel like I like your body language, but I think your movements and like the natural like energy you give.
Yeah.
I feel like you're going to like crack a joke or something, and I think this character is a little bit funny. Like she's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But I feel like she's like an investigator. She's someone. Right?
Yeah.
You,
I'm the sheriff.
okay, cool.
It's
Then
my
you need-
town.
Then make it your town. You know what I mean? Like you can be
Right,
funny.
right.
I think right now she seems a little too like.
Casual?
Yeah, and it's like, I keep expecting like it seems like it's more of a conversation. Like
Right.
it's a little like funny, but there's these. You're really trying to like dig at him and have. So I
slip
think.
up.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you're asking those like pointy questions and getting your stuff. And I think you need to be a little bit more strong.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just like take more charge, be that sheriff, own that town.
Okay.
And I think you can don't lose that the fun that you bring to it. But I think you also need to make sure you bring.
Power.
Yes, power. Because you want to be like an FBI agent. You know what I mean? So this, people they have those like
Right.
business and then
Right.
humor. So I think you need to have a little bit more of that business side on there.
So like he's my mark. Right.
Yes. And I don't think you need to but you don't need to lean into that super hard. But I do think I just need a little bit more of that intention of like be stronger, be a little bit more business.
Okay. Brilliant. So renovation isn't a crime, usually.
It's not just the renovation. It's the money. It's the timing with the IPO looming. It's that I can't see my mother without his permission.
It's what Dr. Bishop was allowed to do, Mr. Dark?
But they are pushing me out of my own life.
Isn't that what you do to yourself? Keegan, right? Can I offer you a bottle of water, some soda?
Thanks.
No problem. It's the female touch I bring to the job, you know. I put up better curtains, but I'm worried about having to punch someone and explain to them that though I'm beautiful, I'm still the boss.
I have that problem too.
Right. You have an interesting history in this town. Not a lot written down, but people talk.
I'm memorable.
Yeah, I've heard. You know, they say you have an interesting one.
Kind of. Every day of my life, I can see every other day of my life perfectly. Every action, every choice, every mistake.
How do you keep it all straight?
Well, I don't always know what all I've seen. But with a prompt or effort, I can perfectly find how I screwed something up.
Curious. Can you perfectly see the day that you killed your father and your brother?
What? I didn't.
They were racing you to the hospital from an overdose when the car crashed, right? They died, you lived, and the town arrested any teen who had ever said no to drugs, except for you. You got rehab. Everyone else got locked up in the castle.
I really loved chatting, Sheriff, but since I'm sure there's still someone in town I haven't been a fuck up and disappointment to yet, I need to get right on that.
You got a nice trust fund when your dad and your brother died. You turn up again and another family tragedy makes you richer still. Huh. Bad luck for everyone else's, good luck for you.
Adrian and Jake benefit, Sheriff.
I guess I'm gonna have to look out for them now too, huh? Whew.
So one thing too, I think what's gonna help you too is just being a little bit more familiar with the lines and also like
Sure.
learning a way to like make sure that when you glance down, you come right
Right,
back up because
right,
the moments when
right.
you look down,
Yeah.
we just lose the energy and
Okay.
it loses the momentum of the scene just drops, and so that
Gotcha.
last half of the scene kind of loses its breath.
Oh no.
And so, and it's funny because I feel like that's the moment where I feel like you can meld those two of the business and the kind of thing because you kind of
Yeah.
have that like nice like
Right.
you're poking fun at him a little bit, and you're
Yeah,
also like
yeah.
trying to get the answer out of him.
Right.
But because you were looking down, we lose the connection each
Okay.
time. So it's kind of like we have to keep.
So work on that.
Yeah. So in your addition, just it's learning that technique of like highlighting and learning how to like glance down, back up, glance down,
Yeah.
find the line, come back
Yeah.
up. So that way we don't lose.
I have a technical question, if you
Yeah.
don't mind. There's this one note where Deputy Nelson bars the exit because the person wants to leave. Is it appropriate to like look at the side and be like that, like stop him from leaving,
That's
or is
one
that
thing
too
too. Is
much?
like I don't. How many people are you talking to in this scene?
Yeah.
Couldn't tell.
Just us, just one,
Okay,
just
one
me,
person?
me and this one person. My deputy,
Yeah.
like when he says I'm gonna leave, I need to get on that
hmm
and stuff. There's a line, there's a direction.
Yeah.
Deputy Nelson.
What's the
bars.
line though after the direction?
I tell him you got a nice trust fund.
hmm
So for when your dad or your brother die, you turn up again.
Right, and I don't think it's
So
you
you don't-
can
Okay.
do whatever you want, but I think it depends if the line afterwards is like
Okay.
really can
Yeah.
cement him in place as well.
Yeah.
If you can find a way to use that line to your advantage instead of
Okay.
having to make the huge movement.
Okay.
Because-
So even just sitting forward, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Perfect. Thank you so much.